Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, a major housing bill could become law at midnight without President Trump's signature. We're live from Washington, D.C. with the details on why he refuses to sign it. Plus, which states are leading the way with the most accurate voter rolls. We'll have the answer as the debate over election data heats up. And feeding birds in your backyard without fear of fines? Michigan lawmakers say it could soon be a reality. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Hello to you, UP, as we head on into the weekend. Maybe have some weekend plans here. And we're starting out pretty decent tonight. Skies generally partly cloudy to mostly clear. And comfy, mid-50s, though low 60s, your lows here in Marquette. And we're expecting, again, mostly clear skies as well. Looking good for tonight. How things are looking for the weekend, we'll let you know later in the show.
Tom, thank you very much. A major bipartisan bill on housing could become law in just a few hours, even without a signature from President Trump. Trump said today he would not sign the legislation and instead is demanding that the Republican-led Senate pass a voter ID and election reform bill. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon is live with the details tonight. Brendan, good evening.
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening to you and happy Friday. At midnight tonight, the 21st Century Bipartisan Road to Housing Act is expected to become law, as you said, Kevin, even without a signature from President Donald Trump. That is unless only if the president does not veto the bill. Now, if you remember, it was just over 2 weeks ago when the president was scheduled to attend a high-profile signing ceremony for the housing package alongside Republican leaders here at the Capitol. But the signing ceremony was abruptly called off by President Trump, and the conversation shifted back to voter ID. President Trump saying on Truth Social today, Friday, that he will not sign the bill, quote, in protest over the fact that the United States Senate is not capable of passing the Save America Act. The SAVE Act requires voter ID and proof of citizenship to register to vote, but it's a non-starter for Democrats. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand argues it could actually impede lawful voters from exercising their top civic duty. One of the few ways for the Save America Act to pass is by eliminating the Senate filibuster and its 60-vote threshold, which is needed to pass most bills here in the Senate. Doing so would bypass the minority party, in this case Democrats, and allow the majority party to pass bills with only a simple majority. It's something the president has demanded from Senate Republican leaders. Some House Republicans agree with the president.
The Democrats will use that power if they're given it by the voters.
Do you think Republicans should nuke the filibuster now?
Yes, I've thought that for some time. I don't think the filibuster is helpful for our party or any party that happens to be in the majority.
We needed this bipartisan bill. It streamlined a lot of procedures. It put a lot of resources on the table. And he's just not listening to the American people. And he's demanding a bill that is going to undermine people's right to vote.
Kevin, again, important to clarify that this bill is expected to become law at midnight tonight. That is, unless there is a veto from the president, which we do not expect. However, Trump's decision not to sign this bill sort of symbolizes the latest in growing tension between Trump and within the Republican Party, most specifically Senate Republicans. It comes, again, just a few months before those crucial midterm elections, the outcome of which will determine really what President Trump is able to accomplish in his second half of his second term. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much as always. As election integrity watchdog released a new report that compares each state's active voter registration rates. The report suggests that in most states, their list maintenance practices tend to keep pace with changes in voters' lives, like moving. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knabb explains why they say this information is important as the Trump administration tries to get states to turn over their voter rolls information.
In a new report from the Center for Election Innovation and Research, a nonprofit that works with election officials and build confidence in elections for voters, They calculated each state's active voter registration rate at the 2024 general election to provide an estimate of how many eligible voters have registration records with up-to-date information, which they say serves as an approximate measure of a voter list's accuracy and completion.
The nationwide average was 85%. Which is probably higher than what we expected.
According to their data, Pennsylvania is at 84%, New York at 88%, and Michigan is at 95%.
One of the things we can say about the states at the top is they tend to be states that have adopted most of the what we call the innovative voter registration procedures that help them keep their voter lists up to date and accurate, make it easy to register to vote, and make it easy for voters to interact with the voter registration list when they have a life event. And those are things like automatic voter registration, same-day registration, and online voter registration.
The Trump administration has asked states to hand over election-related records and information like statewide voter registration lists. And court cases pushing back against the administration's requests say these demands are unprecedented and encroach on states' power to run elections. But CEIR says with this data, it appears that there is no apparent correlation between a state's partisan leanings and its active registration rate.
It's not true that all of the states at the top or the bottom are either blue or red. There is a mix of those states. And in fact, if you look at the 14 states in D.C. that have an active registration rate of 90% or higher, Donald Trump won 7 of those states in 2024.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
A bill that would let Michigan residents feed birds and wildlife without risking a baiting charge is headed to the governor's desk. The bill passed the State House and Senate last week with broad bipartisan support. It would allow up to 2 gallons of feed within 300 feet of a home, even if deer or other wildlife show up. The bill's sponsor says to him, the change is personal.
I have a live cam that's the snowman cam. We've had over 70 million views. I was fine because the DNR on my webcam that I have here occasionally would see deer showing up at my bird feeder and decided I was baiting.
A similar bill passed the legislature in 2022 but was vetoed. This year, the bill is part of the budget, and Borton says he expects to hear about a signature from the governor in the coming weeks. After a 6-year study on how Negaunee students may walk or bike to school, the city has begun an infrastructure project to create safer routes. With funding through MDOT, the $738,000 project plans to build a number of brand new sidewalks. The goal is to make safer connections for students to Lakeview Elementary and both the middle and high schools.
The money can only be spent on the establishment of brand new routes. Kids who are already walking right now have limited options sometimes, especially during the winter. So overall, it should be a great program for those that are looking for alternative methods of getting to school.
The project is expected to continue through the summer and wrap up by mid-October. Construction will take place throughout multiple neighborhoods around town. We'll have those details on our website. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Tom DeVecchio will let us know how our weekend temperatures are shaping up. And later, the Upper Goddess is back outside. Lori will show us the progress she and Dean are making on their beekeeping. We'll be right back after this.
I've heard stories about the Duddens.
The fact that you're doing this tells me you haven't heard them all.
No one escapes unscathed from death and violence.
That's the Dutton way.
Update your home with new GE appliances from Kirkish Furniture and Houghton. GE appliances are built to last, have print-resistant finishes, and offer high performance with energy efficiency. Kirkish has a large selection for both kitchen and laundry. Free delivery and 0% financing.
Hey, Doug Garrison here for Budget Windows. You know, replacing the windows in your home can be a huge investment. So we urge you to get 3 quotes. We just ask that one of them be from Budget Windows. You know, most people are not just shopping for the best price, but also want a great window as well. We want you to be fully informed before making your decision. So we invite you to get 3 quotes, but make sure Budget Windows is one of them. So call Budget Windows today, and remember, you always get triple for double. Great windows, professionally installed at a great price. That's Budget Windows.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
Home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
At Shunk Furniture Marquette, there's hot buys for July. There's big discounts on Flex Steel Power Lift recliners, up to 60% off. This one's just $6.99. You'll save $350 on this power reclining sofa. This big sectional with the chase is just $11.99. Or how about a leather swivel chair for just $4.99? Mr. Mattress here, there's big discounts on Serta. The Tempur-Pedic Breeze is on sale too, up to $1,000 off. You'll save on Stearns & Foster and Sealy too. Shop Shunks of Marquette today.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
We had some decent weather for the Upper Peninsula on this Friday. Hopefully you got out and enjoyed some of that nice weather. And I think the weekend will generally cooperate. Temperatures will slowly uptick, and we're going to really feel the heat, particularly for early next week. So as we check out the weekend outlook, as we go on through the nighttime hours, got all this garbage green and stuff here. That's not precipitation. We are looking good overall for tonight and into tomorrow. More of the same. High pressure generally giving us a lot of nice sunshine, and the temperature of the air mass gradually moderating as we go on through the weekend here. Looking dry for Saturday night. Sunday, even though Futurecast's not showing much here, I wouldn't be surprised with the heat and a little warm front coming through. Might set off a late day shower or storm. That threat pretty small. Keep your outdoor plans for Sunday. Just keep that eye to the sky for later on in the day. So the rainfall outlook, as you might guess, pretty flat line here for Marquette, going right on through tonight and into tomorrow. A little blip there, but I'm not seeing much. As you can see, staying pretty much on the low side. And the winds, not too bad, nice and calm for tonight. There may even be a little bit of patchy fog around for early Saturday morning. And the wind fields in general staying pretty much on the low side here. Make it a little more breezy as we head into Sunday on those southerly winds. Our fishing outlook for tomorrow, best times to fish. It is a 2-star day, not the best, but not the worst. From 9:30 until 11:30-ish, good time to do some fishing during the day tomorrow. Yeah, if you want to wait till midnight tomorrow night, I suppose you could as well. Southwest winds at 5 to 15, very little chance of rain. Our moon is now at about 11% there, and that's brought to you by Blades Bait and Tackle. That's your fishing outlook. And the temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days, we're going to get real good heat early next week, and in the grand scheme of things, we're going to keep things on the warm side for much of the next 6 to 10 days. Tonight, partly cloudy and mostly clear skies are looking good, and then tomorrow's highs getting close to the 80-degree mark here in Marquette. And we'll get into the mid-80s on Sunday. Again, getting warmer, slight risk of a shower here. We do break 90 on Monday, and wouldn't be surprised if we did on Tuesday. Our front goes through, may give us some nighttime storms Tuesday, put our temperatures back into the 70s for the rest of next week.
Tom, thank you again. And coming up next on your 19 News, we're live in Chassell for the kickoff of the 78th Annual Copper Country Strawberry Festival. We'll hear what to expect this weekend, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Well, John James avoided debates until that one, and now we know why.
He struggled to explain why he supported kill switches in cars, opposed the border wall, wanted more illegal immigrants. James stumbled the worst trying to explain why he said President Trump couldn't be trusted and that the president was unfit to lead.
No doubt Perry Johnson was the resounding winner by presenting himself as the outsider businessman with a clear vision for Michigan's future.
So what did you think of John James?
I think he's just lazy. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's running on. It's like he just expects to win.
And what I like most about Perry is that he's not beholden to anyone, and he's not a career politician.
I am truly excited to see Perry Johnson use his mega audit. Just like Trump did with Doge, he's going to do to Michigan, and that's going to be a great thing.
Perry Johnson won that debate. He's the only outsider that is not a politician.
Lansing is drowning in waste, and we are drowning in taxes. Career politicians can't change Lansing. They never have. It's time for a remarkable outsider, Perry Johnson. Perry grew up in a tiny home, then worked 24/7 building his companies that help save the American automobile industry, bringing quality and efficiency that rival the world. Quality and efficiency, just what Michigan state government needs now. Perry will audit every state agency, root out corruption and waste. He'll eliminate the state income tax, reform property taxes, and put the money back in your pockets where it belongs. 4747. Perry's the outsider who will get government out of our way and unleash the greatest from our people. Unlike career politicians, Perry Johnson will accomplish what he promises. Morning will soon dawn once again in Michigan.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. The 78th Annual Copper Country Strawberry Festival is kicking off in Chassell. Taking us to the scene right now is our own John Truitt. John, good evening. How are things going over there so far?
Things couldn't be better, Kevin. We're here on this beautiful, absolutely picture-perfect day here in Chassell. The Strawberry Festival, again, this year is a resounding success. As always, hosted by the Chassell Lions Club. And joining me now is George Staccaro, who is the president of the Lions Club here in Chassell. George, tell me about the evolution of this festival. It seems to grow every year.
It does. Every year we grow and get more vendors. We make more shortcake. We work our butts off, make a lot of money, and give it right back to our community.
Tell me about some of the events. Of course, we have vendors, which are pretty, standard for most festivals, but sets us apart here is the food, and specifically the strawberry shortcake.
The strawberry shortcake, we started making all the shortcake, or doing all the berries 2 nights ago. We have everything ready to go. We used to do about 3,500 shortcakes. We figure 5,000 this year.
5,000.
5,000. So don't wait till the last minute, because we will run out.
That is a lot of shortcake. I wouldn't have thought that many, but obviously they're very popular. Would you say this is one, you were talking about how the local magazine rated this the best festival in the area?
Correct. The local newspaper did a poll of what's the best festival in the area, and the Strawberry Festival was #1 in the whole area.
And mainly because it's so local and it's so family oriented. It's just such a great place to bring the whole family and talk about some of the activities for the youth.
So we have a kiddie parade that's going on right now. Then we have the Queen contest later on. We have a big parade tomorrow, which the kids will be involved with also. It is just nonstop family fun.
Right. All right, well, Kevin, I'm going to go get a strawberry shortcake. I'll try to bring some back to you there in the studio. I don't know if it'll make it all the way back to Marquette, but I'll try. We'll send it back to you. That's it from Chassell.
John, thank you very much, and we appreciate you at least trying. Looking forward to it. Thank you, sir. This weekend, outdoorsmen and women from across the region are in Escanaba for an annual gathering. The UP Trappers Convention kicked off this morning at the UP State Fairgrounds. Guests can attend a series of demonstrations, browse through vendor tables selling trapping and hunting gear, and meet some of the stars of The Last Alaskans. Organizers say the event offers something for everybody, from experienced trappers to kids just learning about the outdoors.
If you look around you and see all the smiling faces, all the hard work is worth it. And we've got great volunteers. It wouldn't be possible without them. Come out and join in the fun.
The UP Trappers Convention continues tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. General admission is $10 and kids 12 and under get in free. You can find the full schedule of demonstrations at WZMQ19.com. A friendly listener visited the Negaunee Public Library this morning. Meet Blush, the service dog. She's a happy yellow lab who assists Library Director Jessica Holman's father, Joe. As a part of its summer reading program, the library welcomes Blush every other Friday at 11 a.m. to allow kids and families to meet with her and read to her. Joe Holman says she works as a social interactor for him and has been especially active this week.
For me, the more I'm involved in things, the more she's involved in things. And with Pioneer Days, she's been going everywhere and being part of pretty much everything.
You can meet Blush again on Friday, July 24th. The library will also hold a similar reading event with Superior Land Pet Partners on Monday, the 20th at 6 p.m. Now don't go anywhere. Mike Ludlum has your look at sports when we come back.
The only way to get a 360-degree understanding of America is to get out there in America. There really is no swing at all when it comes to the priorities of everyday people. We care about how secure our job is, whether we can plan on retiring with dignity, whether our kids can have a brighter future than we have today. These are the fundamentals of American life, and I think they can be again.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
We want every meal
to be filled with big bite moments.
Lick the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together
over delicious food.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Yeah!
Watch the Medical Minute, Thursdays at 6 and 11, only on 19 News. Brought to you by OSF Healthcare.
Who will be there when the final whistle blows or the final votes have been cast? Will you? Start a career in the broadcasting industry. Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. Iron Mountain's Foster Wonders has had a crazier trip through the college basketball world than he expected. He took advantage of the transfer portal, starting with Southern Illinois, going to Wisconsin Green Bay, and finishing at Cleveland State. He scored 639 career points, according to Mom. That put him ahead of UP Sports Hall of Famer Todd Lindeman of North Dickinson, who had 608 in the early 1990s at the University of Indiana. We talked to Wonders yesterday, and he says he is retiring from basketball.
I would say I'm definitely done. I started working a job a couple weeks ago, so now everything's all set, and I'm in the real world now. I had planned on being at one school for 4 years or 5 years, however long I needed to be there, but it was definitely hectic, making all kinds of moves and just being out of town all the time, and even in the summers being gone for workouts and classes. But it was worth all of the sacrifices, and I enjoyed it a lot and met so many great people.
We caught up with Wonders at the Jamie Angeli Camp of Champs basketball camp at Kingsford High School. So if you're wondering, where's the proof that Foster Wonders is the #1 scorer in the UP? Well, I tried to get it off the MHSAA website. 2286 for Foster's. Gage Kresge second, just over 100 away. Dom Jacobetti from Negaunee St. Paul is third at 2140. Jim Mann and Bob Gill of Trout Creek both have the positions 4 and 5. Marcus Johnson of Iron Mountain is sixth, then it's Jaden Borseth of UN Trout Creek, Jason Whitens of North Central, Jim Hammerberg of Baraga is ninth, and I had to sneak in Dr. Jim Sobolewski of Ironwood Catholic. He's 10th with 1998. Manistee and former Michigan Tech hockey player Tristan Ashbrook has signed a one-year contract with the Utica Comets of the American Hockey League. Last season, Ashbrook played for HIFK in Helsinki, Finland, 6 goals and 10 assists in 40 games. And hopefully he will have a successful season back in the United States. Kevin, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Now let's turn it over to the Upper Goddess, who's giving us an update on her bees. And Dean makes an appearance on camera today.
Hey, Dean, how's my beekeeper?
Staying alive.
You're like first time in front of the camera. So today we are putting on another honey super. He already did it on this hive. You want to do it in the morning. The bees aren't really active right now. So you have a top cover on your hive, and then you have an inner cover, and they glue everything together, hey Dean? This hive I think is way stronger than that second hive, if I had to guess. They're kind of coming out a little bit. Yeah. So he's gonna pry this off, and then you'll be able to see. Usually that's where they put the honey, is in these white ones. They're a little bit, they're not as deep as the ones they live in. And I have to be careful here because I don't have my suit on. Oh my gosh. Way more bees, Aideen. So we haven't witnessed any swarms. Last year we had like 6 swarms that we saw. And we didn't put the second deep on or the honey supers on, I think, early enough. But yeah, he's gonna place this one now on there. No, just put the honey super on first. See, I'm really still the beekeeper. I'm the instructor. So these frames that I'm putting on have had honey in them before, so they're drawn out so the bees don't have as much work to do, you know, as far as getting the comb. I'm pretending I'm doing it. So he's gonna put the top cover on, and we'll be good to go. So we'll see what's going on. They seem to be doing good. Hey, Dean? What do you always say? Let the bee live its best life. Keep smiling.
Now don't go away. When we come back, Tom DeVecchio has our final look at weather.
When you need a body shop, skip the corporate shops and outside investors. Go with your hometown body shop, Superior Collision. Our family opened Superior Collision in 2002, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. Some places talk about community. We actually stand with our community, donating monthly back into Marquette County. When you need collision repair, choose Superior Collision, your local hometown body shop.
We started back in 1913. Grandfather would go from door to door on a cart selling dry goods. It's great seeing people actually come in saying, you know, my grandfather waited on you. We offer a wide selection of La-Z-Boy recliners, Smith Brothers Amish furniture. We also offer a wide selection of appliances, all with free delivery, and we'll set it up where you'd like. Being able to help the customer and satisfy what they're looking for in their house, making it the place that they want to be, has been one of the most rewarding things.
Anything that's wrong with America can be fixed by what's right in America. We are defined more by our shared values and our differences, and we're having a conversation about how.
Live outside Marquette County? Recycle 906 is worth the drive. We accept cans, cardboard, plastics, and more. Bring it in. Keep the Upper Peninsula clean. See what we accept at recycle906.com.
There are so many ways to make life more affordable here in Michigan. Like property tax. When people work so hard and finally pay off their home, they shouldn't have to pay property tax. When I'm governor, they won't. With my background, we'll also be able to eliminate the income tax. That's $47.47 back to every family every year. And that's just the beginning.
Lows for tonight for the Upper Peninsula, mid-50s in the cool spots, low 60s here in Marquette. Watch for some patchy fog away from the lakeshore. Nice weather for tomorrow, decent sunshine, getting close to 80 in Marquette and even warmer farther inland. And we're going to keep the warm temperatures on Sunday, maybe a late day storm, then into the low 90s Monday and maybe Tuesday before it cools off for the rest of the week.
Tom, thanks again, and we'll see you all later tonight.
Good evening. I'm Major Garrett in for Tony DeCopel. Tonight, flood emergency